All right. So I got asked to respond to this and share my thoughts and opinions on this upload. It's Dead on Dave, and I've done timestamps for him in the past. He actually is the reason I started doing timestamps. But I'm looking forward to this, and I'm curious what he makes of this. So let's go have a watch.
No long fancy intro needed. I'm Dave. I've been around the internet for a little while, and I can do a lot of things. So this is the very first episode of Can Dave.
The fact that you can do a lot doesn't mean you can do this, but we're gonna see.
So I'm here at my local C-Town just because I don't need a lot for this, I don't think. I got a pretty good idea of what I have to do. But I want to go in here and grab a couple of things. Crust, maybe they have a pan. Yeah, I don't have a pie pan. We're going to figure this out. Can Dave make a pie?
I'm just going for the
Apple
whole
pie.
cultural
Apples,
experience
that's
here.
why I'm doing an apple pie.
You know, it's funny to see how grocery shops are like sorted in the states over there.
I already have the friggin' apples. So I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I did pick the apple pie as my first Can Dave as kind of a soft landing spot. I mean, I'm American. What's more American than apple pie?
All right, so this might be foreshadowing. We'll see.
I don't need a lot of things for this. I know I need some vanilla extract, sugar, flour, cornstarch, and I think I have all of that. Cornstarch in case I think. Aside, yeah, I think I can make everything else.
Well, you need apples.
Make sure I have eggs, but I don't even know if I need that necessarily.
Not necessarily.
This isn't really
for the browning, maybe.
Can Dave. It's more of Can Dave not mess this up? Yeah, you know what? Every episode's gonna kind of be that way. Let's see. Get the pie plate we need. Oh. Well, not exactly. But if we need to get it.
Alright, so these are like fine for one throw giveaway, but if you really want to get into the whole pie baking thing, I just suggest you do the washable tins, because in general they seem to conduct the heat better, as well as keep the make sure that the pie like bakes evenly, because this looks good on paper, but in practice it loses a lot of its warmth in the foil, instead of actually conducting that to the pie. But
We can make it work. So here's got lucky. I don't need the gram, so I'm just gonna grab a couple of these just in case I screw it up. But I'm gonna pretty much just throw the gram out because I don't need it. I just need the plate. Yay. Mission
wait. Is he? Nah, he's not. Nah, man. You can't buy like a you can't buy a pre-baked crust bottom. That no.
I got some breakfast. Don't let it distract you. You know, as I'm walking through the frozen aisle, I see the actual pies already made. I'm not gonna cheat that hard, but I am going to, just in case I screw up the pie crust. We will have a pie today, one way or another.
No.
So, you know,
Why?
just in case I screw everything else up, all I gotta do is make the pie filling.
Why?
Pie, one way or another. Let's see what varies. To what degree is my pie smithery? Let's find out.
You are finished scanning. Please touch
All right.
finish 249.
Action shot. I love it. Let's go, Dave. Let's go.
5, 29, 6, 77, 3, 99.
Wait. Why does your cash registry actually like say the whole thing out loud? That's something, all right.
Please insert coins, then insert bill.
So, after a little bit of consideration, I have decided I'm going to use these pie crust. And the reason for that is I can make pie crust. I've done pies in the past.
Prove it. I don't believe you anymore. You're a liar.
I can make pie crust. It's something I'm able to do. I just don't have a food processor, and I don't want to go through the long process of cold water and all. I just don't want to.
Look, you can get like the pre-made combination of them. You don't necessarily need to do the whole basic shit. But please, for the love of God, don't get the pre-baked crust. Oh,
What a long, arduous process, cold water. No, but you know, if you've ever made a pie crust, you know what I mean. It's a pain in the butt if you're not using a food processor, and I just don't want to do it. So I'm gonna do.
I think that last part is honest. I think you just don't want to do it, which is fine. Like, I guess I should just be happy that you're trying to bake a pie and not just buy one, which is by default more healthier.
This because it's way easier. But I can make one, and not only that, I think I got an idea to ramp all this stuff up afterwards. All right. So here is the main reason why we're making this video to begin with. I got a lot of apples.
All right, so this next couple of seconds is gonna make or break the apple pie because when you're baking an apple pie, it's actually quite important that you have the right kind of apples, else it'll just not taste as good. Quite frankly, apples is actually the one core ingredient that on this recipe you need to get right. Get the right kind of apple, and you are almost assured of a good apple pie.
We went to Lyman's Orchard recently.
Yes.
You'll probably see another vlog or a video that'll show footage from that. But I have all these
Apple
apples,
picking is fun.
including one right off the vine. So I think we'll do a green.
Right.
So one of the reds and gray. We'll do like a green and then a red.
Mm,
We can do both. We can have a nice dark, deep.
why? I need to. I don't like some of those look actually like Granny Smiths, like the very green ones, and the other ones look like gold Renees, as we call them over here. The second one, like the top three ones, are actually pretty decent for an apple pie. I wouldn't recommend the green ones.
The red one as well. So we'll kind of just do two
Just get
pies.
just get rid of the green ones.
There's two different fillings, so that's a nice one too. So yeah, we'll do two pies, two fillings, a green, and a red. All right, that'll be fun. And then I got some other ideas to take this to another degree. Let's go.
I like the editing on this. I can learn something from that.
So let's get right into it. Let's see what Dave can do. So we got our apples, green apples. We got red apples.
Okay,
I'm
the
still gonna make both.
So again, I think the red apples is going to be tastier by default, but he's already kind of half-ass baking the pie by not baking the crust. I'll be honest with you. There's like three components to an apple pie: the apple, the sweetening and cinnamon, and the crust. Those are the three things that are the most important parts of an apple pie.
Both real fast, I think. That's the best way to go. We got our knife. We got a second knife. We're gonna use the cornstarch. Actually, I don't even need cornstarch anymore because I'm not making the pie crust. We got the vanilla extract. We got some sugar, brown
Good job.
sugar.
I agree. I agree with the vanilla extract. I think I'll add to that in my own recipe that I'm going to show. But yeah, good choice.
All that good stuff, and that's really all we need. So let's get to chopping, shall we? Today, Klaus. Yeah, I was wondering if I was gonna bust out the Julia's Childs at some point, and I did. Pretty much been doing the same thing every time I've cooked since I was a child. Let's be honest, even at 40, I'm still a little bit of a child. Should I have peeled these? Am I gonna get slaughtered for not peeling?
No, you're just basically making a lot more work for yourself. You like so. Although there are no technical rules against it, I would not recommend adding the outer layer to it. It tends to even be a bit tough and chewy when you bake it in the end product. So you're better off peeling the apple before even cutting it, because you're gonna have to cut all these you're gonna have to peel all these individual parts now if you want to remove the peel. God, those apples are green.
I mean, I honestly don't know. Do I have a peeler? I do. Okay. Good. I looked over. I'm like, oh my god. So, for those at home screaming, Jesus, please get the peels off the apples and make them more uniform.
Yes.
I heard you.
Yes. Good.
So, I'm going
Good.
to use a
Good. Good job, Dave. We got this. Or you somewhat got this, anyway. Fuck me.
dry ingredient. I'm not going to do the butter and the skillet and all that type of stuff. I can do this pretty easily. And I have a second pie to make. And my god, this is taking so much longer than I anticipated it to.
Good cooking takes a long time. Be lazy about it, so be as efficiently as you can. So, for future references, peel the apples before you cut them. Secondly, if you get all those kinds of things lined up correctly, it is totally worth it, though. In my opinion, that's why I like to cook.
But hey, I'm Dave. And if there's a Dave, there's a way. Yeah, I'll come up with a better Dave phrase. Yeah.
If there's a Dave, there's a way. I'm gonna think on that one.
Yeah. Oh, we gotta get this pies up in the oven. We're preheated. You know what?
What was that? Wait, what did he just add?
Now this is where it seems to get sketchy in a lot. Now this is where it seems to get sketchy in a lot of recipes, especially when you do it only one. I'm gonna go ahead and do a half a cup of regular granulated sugar.
Yeah, I do agree with him here. And I'll highlight this when I use my own recipe. But there's basically a lot of different kinds of measurements going around when it comes to how to sweeten your apples and to what extent. I basically tend to keep about for one apple pie about 50 grams of sugar and about 2 to 3 spoons of cinnamon. But that's with the basis of a sweeter apple. Since this is a sour apple, I might have added a little bit more.
There we go. And then we got a half a cup of brown sugar because I've read that you should absolutely make sure to go 1 part to 1 part. So look at that.
He's not necessarily wrong, I guess. The thing is with the kinds of sugar you're using, every type of sugar just highlights the flavor of the apples in a slightly different way during the cooking process or the baking process. The mixing and the heating of the molecules bind to each other in very specific ways. So if you got the darker your sugar is, the more extra taste it tends to have. You can go 1-to-1 and you'll be safe most of the time. I, on a personal note, just basically mostly use vanilla sugar in most situations. Just straight up only. But that's because I like to give my apple pie a little bit of a hint of vanilla in there to round out the eventual flavor.
Messed up a little? Not really. But with a little Can Dave spirit, anything is achievable. Let's toss this. So here's how I toss.
Good job. That's the way to toss it.
I said it like that. Giggity, giggity, goo. All right, let's go. Toss it up.
Yeah,
I
but
make it difficult. Luckily, I
that
have a lid that fits.
yeah,
Of course, it's slid off, but not really. It's fine.
that's actually happened to me as well. Or you shake it, and then on the down shake, your grasp of it doesn't seem as fair, and you just throw it all over the floor and get to start all over again. But yeah, good job on keeping a hold of that.
Nothing to win anymore, but luckily I do have one. Make life a lot easier. Shake it up.
Yeah.
Shake it up. Shake it up. Shake it up.
Might actually want to do the revert as well, just to make sure that. So you might want to turn it around because there's always going to be some sugar that's stuck to the top of it, and by doing it in that way, you actually get to blend it in more. But it's minor details at this point. I'm still like reeling somewhat about the whole fucking prefabricated pie bottom over here, and the apple, because I'm still only seeing the green apple being made. But
From moving it around, it actually has kind of warmed everything up and glued it all together.
all right,
Ooh, it's looking like an apple pie filling now,
no,
boys.
it needs cinnamon.
Is that gonna be enough for a pie?
Should be.
All right, we're in the home stretch now. We got our pie crust, which, by the way, is not as big as I thought it was gonna be.
Wait,
So we're gonna go ahead
wait,
and fill it up.
wait. Where's the cinnamon?
Little darling, fill it up. I feel like there's gonna be a couple times in this video where traditionalists are gonna be screaming
Where's the cinnamon?
about all the things that I did wrong. Don't worry, I am gonna make a second pie. Hopefully, learning from all my mistakes, and that'll be the
No.
exemplary. Look,
God.
if there's one rule that I know in this world, it's never take the first of something. If somebody did something and they did two of it, never take the first, because the first is always practice.
Generally good advice unless somebody's been doing their recipe like all the time. Like I bake my brownies at least once a week, I guess, and eat most of it. But I get the general notion of it. If somebody tried a new dish, then yeah, you're better off trying the second one, unless, well, yeah, that I know of exemptions to that rule. Let me put it like that.
Always. I'm going to put this other pie crust back in the freezer for a few minutes because I've learned lessons. So, another reason why people may have been screaming at the screen is,
Oh, you.
the third warm seasoning. It's because I have a plan. So I remember those graham cracker crusts that I bought at the beginning of this video. Where I thought, hey, I'd use it. That's what I'm going to use for the topping. That's what I'm going to use for the
Wait,
topping.
what?
So
What?
we have
What?
our graham cracker.
What?
Our-
What? You're. Well, fuck. We're straying away from what's justifiably to be defined as an apple pie, but okay, I'm open for new ideas. Let's see how this ends up.
Cinnamon, mini, and all that type of stuff flavoring right on top of it. So that's what I'm going to use, and I'm pretty excited about it. I'll show you what it looks like in just a second. And that's what the crust looks like when I got done with it.
Oh, so you basically make, okay. That's actually somewhat more decent. We use that. We call that an apple pie crumble over here, which basically you did with the top part of it. You crumbled it up so it's going to cover the whole load. It's just a different style of apple pie, but I can get behind this.
Now we have our pie.
Okay, it's official. There's no cinnamon in there. It has now become an apple strudel. No, even apple strudels have cinnamon in them.
So we're going to go ahead, crumble. Oh yeah. This is pie a la Dave. Now, I'm expecting the second pie.
Come on, Dave. Save me. Save yourself with the second pie, please.
To be better. But we'll see. Should I just use all this? Yeah, I think you should.
So I'm gonna point this out again, but as you can see, like the amount of apple and all kinds of other condiments that are in there are actually like over topping the crust of the pie, which to a certain extent is all right. It doesn't necessarily. It means that your outer crust, on average, will like be more crusty than the inner part of your pie. So you need to keep that in mind when you decide these kinds of things. I'm still not sure what I think about that.
Oh, I spilled the rest of it anyway. Call this.
See, no, this basically looks like how an apple crumble would look, only it's a bit more coarser, I guess. I still can't get over how green these apples are, though. Okay.
Test pie indeed, because it's not looking as good as I thought it was originally.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw this in
Yeah, we agree there, Dave. We most definitely agree there.
the oven anyway. First pie. Whatever. In. Let's see how this one works out.
Alright. Second
Okay,
pie.
so
Redemption time, Dave. Second pie. You said it yourself. The second pie is always the better one. Let's go.
the first pie is in the oven, and that one took longer than I expected. It was more difficult than I expected, and I messed up more than I thought I would. But hey, we have pie number 2, and I'm going to take the lessons that I learned and hopefully make a way.
Let's go, Dave. Cinnamon.
The better apples.
Good job.
Macintoshes
Good
like
job.
that for this one. So let's see.
Wait, what kind of apples? The Morgan. What did? Ah.
This pie comes out. Place your bets. Is it going to be worse? It's going to be.
Well, just purely based off of the apples, I'm gonna tell you it's gonna turn out better. But that's. But at this point, that feels more like luck than actual expertise. Let's go.
Can Dave's spirit. Let's go. I'm probably going to jinx myself, but I have not cut myself once throughout this entire process.
All right. So we haven't learned to peel before we cut the parts. All right, let's go.
Let's see if I can keep that streak up. I've lost a lot of apple.
Yeah, that's kind of what tends to happen when you have to do it like this.
But hasn't taken anywhere as much time as the first one, and I just cut myself on the bottom of the damn.
Oh man, I actually fully relate to that. He cut himself on the upper part of the blade, this part, and you know this part is going to be sharp. You know, right? That the part that's actually supposed to be cutting, but I have now the exact same problem where the other under part of it is so sharp that you don't even feel that you're touching it before you actually swiped it.
Damn knife! I just cut myself.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
I feel you, Dave. I
I
feel
said
you.
it, and then I immediately cut myself.
My luck, kind of luck as well.
Luckily, very minor, no big deal. Back to shopping. And luckily, we're pretty much done. Anyway, I only got like one more. The timing of that, can you believe that? It's Davian. Woo! Alright, we'll show you when we're done.
Oh god.
And there.
Well,
Better
yeah.
apples.
Yes.
Look at how much
Yes.
better that looks. I'm very happy.
It
I might cut
looks
one
better.
more real quick and add that in just because I don't feel like
But that's just because of the color of the apple
You
on
are
itself.
the one. Yes! You are the one!
Me with like my average choice of food.
There you go. And there we have it. That's more than enough, I think. Yes. So,
Let's
go
see.
ahead and add in the ingredients just like we did last time. Half cup, pure vanilla, and cornstarch. Let's go.
So, cornstarch, pure vanilla. She's gonna add the sugar now. Can we please, for the love of God, add maybe even half a spoon of cinnamon to accentuate the flavors?
Half cup white, half cup brown.
Fair. Cinnamon. Come on, cinnamon! What's that?
A tablespoon of cornstarch.
So, me on a personal level, I don't get the whole cornstarch thing. It might be something very specifically American, but we don't actually need to use it over here. What we tend to do is, well, it might just be because he's using the prefab, but you can make the crust in a way that actually absorbs most of the moisture that comes out of the apple, and you don't want everything. I think. Look, I guess cornstarch is fine. It's just adding something that I don't necessarily think needs to be added, and might actually compromise the end flavor a little bit in terms of the intensity and the richness of it. But I might be wrong. What's that? That's the vanilla, right?
Pure vanilla.
Yeah, I can get. Look, I can get behind that, but not with the way he's adding it.
This time I'm going to add a little of the crumble that I made earlier.
Yeah. Wait. Did he just say cinnamon crumble?
Graham crackers. And I'm just going to add a little bit in there just for some funsy.
Alright.
As well. There we go. There we go.
This.
Let's give it a.
This. Yeah. Alright. Where to start? Alright. Most of this is fine. Still missing the cinnamon. And if you add the vanilla like this, you'll lose a lot of it. Eventually in the bowl itself. But
A shake just like before. Quick late addition. I found a fresh lemon. And I want to give that a nice squeeze in there too. You know? Nice lemon. Squeeze in there too.
lemon and apple. If big if I would do the lemon. I think I'd add the lemon actually to the first pie because you've already got that kind of soury sweetness going on in that one, and you're basically just adding sourness to this sweetness now. And depending on the type of apple pie you're actually used to, that doesn't really necessarily have to be a bad thing. Although don't get me wrong, those apples are still a crime, as is that crust. But all right, I can see. Look, I can at least applaud the curiosity you have towards this specific way of experimenting in your cooking. So keep that part of up.
Yeah. Now all that's left is to give it one more shakeroo. Shake, shake, shake.
All right.
Shake, shake, shake.
Shake
Shake
it,
pie filling.
shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it,
Shake pie
shake it,
filling.
shake it, shake it.
I'm actually way more excited about this one. Better apples, took more time, learned the lessons I did from the first pie, and I think I just got a way better pie. Better filling. The lemon makes me happy. I don't know why, but I'm very excited. First pie is about to come out. Second pie.
Well, I can get the lemon making you happy. It's not going to give you the result I think you want out of it, but I can guess that you thinking of that and adding it on your own accord to a recipe that's like rather conventional is something to be excited about. It's kind of how you experiment with cooking. Like I make brownies, but I don't make brownies as most people. Like I want my brownies to have like this soft little chocolatey sauce like core to them when I cut them, or at least some more moistness than your average brownie has, with still having like the harder exterior to it. So again, I can applaud the whole doing it, but it's not always going to give the results you want.
About to go in. Whew. What else do you want to see me try to do? Not just cooking stuff. There's all kinds of things that I might be able to do.
I'm gonna be a bit of a jackass. Let me do the cooking, king, and you can be like the king. I mean, you don't have to be good at everything. Just don't. Okay. I think you can cook. I just don't think you should make it your job.
Maybe I can't do it. That's the fun. What can Dave do next? I want to know in the comments section if you don't mind. Huh?
I'm gonna give you a full video response to
Look
it.
at that.
So
That's looking really good. Let's get a pie filling.
it looks good. It would have looked a little, even if slightly so better, and a little bit more appetizingly if you had added cinnamon to it. Well, at least it's a pen and not a utensil, like I do.
Beautiful.
No, it is not. I refuse. I challenge that narrative. It is not beautiful. It is there.
I wasn't in there that long.
Oh man, you did. There's way too much there, right?
Lost a little. Oh, I lost a lot. That's not bad for me. Okay, look, bear with me, guys. I know
No.
this is crazy.
Sweet Lord Jesus. I need to take a break. I don't think I'm ready for this part. Let's go back.
Did I just think of something awesome or something stupid? And I went ahead and started taking it off around, so I
Well, I think I'm gonna exercise my right of one time per video response of no comment. But I'm willing to see where it goes.
did that through the entire pie. I'm gonna push that on. I don't want to do too much because I don't want to break it too much.
Wait, you don't want to break?
Think.
Okay.
I just came up with a really cool extra thing here. Look at that. That could be neat. I don't know.
This hurts.
Now we got a pie that's customized,
It's
Daveized. Yeah.
This hurts a little bit.
And
I'm
I
not
swear,
right.
everything's
All right.
just serendipitous because
So let's go. First pie. Looks a little bit pale.
First pie is done. Now I will say,
for now,
the first pie did end up taking about 40 minutes.
Ooh, that's blinding me with its paleness right now.
I might leave it in there.
Might be the camera focus though.
For a few.
Yeah, leave it in there. It can do a bit longer.
Okay, I've been humbled a little bit. That took way longer than I thought it was gonna do. Even 2 pies, I did not think was gonna take
yes.
as long as that just took. Over
all right.
1.5 hours. Just
an hour and a half. So the baking time for a pie on average is about an hour on 180 degrees Celsius. Those are the baselines. If you add more filling to it, you should probably up the temperature ever so slightly because you don't want to genuinely bake over the hour when it comes to the crust because it gets too solid. But still, an hour and a half is quite long. I'll recognize it wasn't the most efficient way you did it though. You kind of did the whole cutting before you peeled it. That must have taken a lot of time off right there. And you didn't like prep the two. Like if you like done the peeling and the slicing and dicing for everything at the same time, you probably would have been ready in less than that. But all right, let's go. You don't do this every week, probably.
get them both in the oven. Second one is in. First one, I'm gonna put in for another 10 minutes or so.
All right.
I'm gonna take out. I'll give you updates. But that's
Sounds good.
it.
10 minutes. 10 minutes can make a whole difference when it comes to that stage of the whole baking of the pie. If it's already heated, like if you say I'll do 10 less minutes straight off the bat, then you'll probably end up like not as necessarily as baked as it should be. But we're gonna see.
I think without tasting it, as far as an apple pie goes,
Dave can definitely make something that doesn't lead to food poisoning himself with apples.
Green, maybe not. Red, I think so.
I agree with you there. I think the red one is going to taste at least a little bit better than the green one, but you did that whole bottom on top kind of thing that's still throwing me for a loop as to why specifically.
What do you think now? Before you know what's going to happen, what do you think?
Oh yeah, I just told you that.
Edible at all? Are either going to be edible? Prediction.
Well, they're going to be edible, but are they going to be tasty?
Next time you see me, we're going to be either really happy or really sad. Let's go.
I get the feeling that I'm going to be really sad. But as long as you're happy. All right. All right, so that actually turned out pretty decent. Like the crumb gives it a lot more color, which is doing it a favor. Could have probably done with a bit longer. Well, we can we can really base that off of the way the apple responds when you pick it off of the pie. So I hope he does that.
First pie out, and it doesn't look as bad as I thought it was gonna look. I don't know.
So I'll give you that.
Done. Oh yeah. Oh wait, I think that's good.
So you saw it it jellied flopped a little bit. That's a good first sign. That means the apple at least baked to some extent. Um, could have been a bit more, but you know.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. I see you, pie. That's not. Did I accidentally make a good pie?
Good. Mm, mm. eh, I'll give you edible.
The second pie is gonna be awesome. So I'm just finishing up getting all of the footage sent over to the editor,
Okay.
and I heard a
Oh, I
pie
like the way that you did
ding.
this. I do that
Oh,
myself.
I heard you ding, baby. And there it is again. And it's been in there a good minute. Let's see. Oh, it's looking really nice. The crust did pretty much what I wanted it to do. It looks good. I'm gonna leave it in there and let it.
All right. I'm going to be. I'm gonna give him a little. It doesn't look as bad as I thought it would, but like the outer edges of that pie don't look done, and the apple could use a little bit more color.
Yes, but I think Pie 2 is a success, and Pie 1 is resting nicely. Let's look at it for a few.
I can relate to starting a sentence and then not finishing the second part of the sentence out loud. I do that a lot myself.
And here we go. We're going to find out once and for all. I mean, they pretty much stayed together as a pie.
Stay together as a pie. I think you mean there's the filling is no.
It's edible.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I
It's
say.
edible.
It's that's what I said. It's probably going to be edible.
First pie is pretty good. Here's the second pie, the one I was excited about.
Come on.
Hey! Dave Can Pie!
Dave can not food poison himself at least.
Dave Can Pie!
Dave can bake apples.
Woo, woo, woo! Hey, I'd give myself a pass.
No. No. I'm not. No. Like three things. The three main things I have an issue with this whole construction is, and I pointed this out before. The type of apples I can somewhat forgive you for that because like the type of apples is like more of an advanced step or like this little know-how that you need to know because it actually makes a whole lot of difference for the end flavor. Secondly, the pie crust. I don't even know how to defend that one for you. I get that you want to be lazy, but you're handing in so much in terms of quality. All right. And the third one, and this is actually the thing that like kind of upsets me to the most basic elemental essence of my cooking. You're missing cinnamon, and the reason why I keep hammering on that cinnamon is a nice, very nicely highlights the flavors of apples in general, um, and really harmonizes it with the added sugar that you put in there. So not having a cinnamon kind of disqualifies this to me as an apple pie, but people might call me a purist for that.
And since I'm the only one eating it, my opinion's the only one that matters.
Well, and that in the end is the most important thing. Like I can only applaud you for actually doing the cooking, investing in it. It's gonna be more healthy than whatever you buy at the grocery shop that's already prefabricated. Um, Still would have liked for you to have a better taste of it and like as in like reap more of what you sowed in that regard. Like you put a lot of time in this, And if with just these little tweaks, it could have tasted a whole lot better. But yeah.
Woo! What am I gonna do next? Let's see what Dave can do on the next one. Woo!
All right, so I like the fact that he even tried to do this. I mean, it's easy. It's even easy for me to like crack down on him, point out the flaws he's making. But if it's something he doesn't really do that much in general, then I can't really hate on him too hard for it. Um, and let's be honest, it's content I can react to, so I'm thankful for that as well. I will, however, be showing him how to make it. Well, I think I need to make an upload of myself baking an apple pie the way I do it. And like I said, I'm gonna amplify that vanilla aspect that you mentioned briefly at some point. But that should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. So, in closing, stay tuned. I will be baking my own apple pie because this barely qualifies as one. Thank you again for the person who suggested this comment and to me. You know who you are. Uh, you're right. This kind of provoked all kinds of emotions on different kinds of levels in me. But you can't be angry with people who basically don't know. That's my general philosophy. Ignorance is bliss in that regard.